Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be making a video offering you guys some writing advice, specifically how to write more poetically, more lyrically. I get a lot of feedback on my writing, as you know, because I have such a prominent page where I talk about my writing and share some of my writing, and so the feedback I get on it is usually positive feedback, but I also get a lot of questions asking me, how do you write so lyrically? How do you write so beautifully? How do you write so poetically? And so I thought that I would make a video entirely dedicated to answering that question. So if you want to learn more, keep on watching. Okay, so there's this thing I do with my writing that I don't know what to really call it. I think I would refer to it as, these are a few of my favorite things writing method. Have you guys ever heard this song where it's like, these are a few of my favorite things?
Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles.
And it's pretty much when you compile like a list of things together, but it sounds poetic. I don't know. I'm sure there's a better name for it in writing. Here are some examples of this though. I realize that his name isn't pronounced Nabokov, it's Nabokov, so I'm gonna try my best to say Nabokov, but I might say Nabokov on accident because I've just been so used to saying it. Nabokov does it quite well in his Lolita. He writes it, gosh, I'm gonna have to find it, hold on. He says there would have been a lake, there would have been nature studies, a tiger pursuing a bird of paradise, a choking snake, there would have been a sultan, his face expressing great agony, there would have been all kinds of camp activities, there would have been a fire opal dissolving within a ripple-ringed pool, a last throb, a last dab of color, stinging red, smarting pink, a sigh, and a wincing child. I know I butchered that quite bad. I don't know what you would call that writing style specifically, but when it's like you compile a list of things together. I have a couple other examples of this. There's a song called The Hand by Annabelle Divinita. Like a hand, a spike, a physical fight, a flash of light, a curtain, siren in the water, a scroll, a nod, a message from God, a son, a holy father, writing again, the wind around the willow, the felts, the ice, the passage of time, the melting down the window, the now, the then, the thinking of when, strike, the pause, the message from God, forbid she shows emotion. Does that make me his daughter? A hand, a shove, a valley, a jump, a scroll under the wire, just sweep me up and take me somewhere higher. I don't know what this is called, but like when they compile things together, it's great. I think I do it in my Gods and Men one. They say theology is a cathedral of arguments, a baroque babble of spittle and syllable, of lips split like overripe fruit, of thumbs absently suckled in the afterglow of dialectic bruising, as we mascara-smudged actolotes sprawl upon a sweat-stained bed, sheets ensnaring our twin sinuous bodies, all supple thought and serrated tongue. It is the soft suffocation of moral quandaries at midnight, the chloroform hush before sleep, purity posing as sin, sin masquerading as sacrament, sex without struggle, or worse, the illusion of its absence. It is the paper-cut pulse, pink and persistent, picked and product opened by a curious nail, the skull propped in trembling hands as fingers tugs at the root of thought. There's another example of it later in the poem. The heat of him on my throat, on the fogged glass of a borrowed car, on the sun-struck rock where our bodies lay like offerings poorly arranged. It's good. Like, this is one of my really good poems, and it's a little bit underrated. Everyone likes the morals and quandaries of a teenage girl the best, but my favorite is probably Gods and Men. I love Gods and Men, and I also love my poem Tongue First, Eyes Lowered. There might be some compiling in Eating People Can Kill You. I loved you academically with comments scrawled in the margins, scratching, scribbling, scraping the pen of all ink with my teeth clenched together as I hungered over every word, the rereadings, the revisions, the rolling back the pages to worry over the same sentence, the same phrase, the same word over and over and over. There's some kind of madness in this like listing of things. That's why I call it the like, these are a few of my favorite things, because you're just listing things like raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, but you're doing it in a way that seems like you're going insane. I'm not sure how I can show this to you. I'm going to write it on a document. We will start with a word. Let's go to a random word generator. Let's do current, I guess. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if I can do this actually. I kind of need to be in the flow state for this, but let's do it like it's like being underwater. Underneath the vengeful current, thrashing waves, Let's do cradled. Foaming seas, like foaming at the mouth. Where the light arrives already dead, its golden limbs broken upon the surface before they ever descend. An appetite slips beneath the tongue, gnaws the soft velvet of the mouth. Cathedral. Okay, while I'm writing this, another thing that I tend to do a lot, which kind of helps if you're wanting to make it more lyrical or if you just can't figure out where to go next, you take the first letter of every word and try your best to make it match. You use a lot of adjectives, you use a lot of adverbs. And so like right here, I'm writing the line, cradled in the cathedral green belly of the tide. I like the C's there. Cradled in the cathedral, and I could continue going. Instead of saying green, I could say let's look up synonyms for green synonyms. Callow. Oh, that means innocent. We could use that if we wanted to. We could use callow there. Chartreuse. Let's do chartreuse. That's smart. Chartreuse. Frick, how do you spell chartreuse? Oh my god. Chartreuse. Yeah, that definitely looks like a C. Chartreuse. R-E-U-S-E. Okay, so I have, it is like drowning beneath a sea, cradled in the cathedral chartreuse belly of the tide. I like cathedral green better. Sometimes it doesn't work. Let's see if we can find a synonym for almost. Almost synonym. Always look up synonyms, guys. Synonyms will change your life. Get yourself a thesaurus. Thesaurus? Thesaurus? I always pronounce it wrong and everyone makes fun of me because they say it sounds like I'm talking about a dinosaur. Thesaurus. Is it thesaurus or thesaurus? Thesaurus? Thesaurus. You know what I'm talking about. Cradled in the cathedral green, close, almost chartreuse belly of the tide. I don't know. Even the salt. Let's do salt possesses. Okay, so here's the first couple verses so far. I don't know, I might change them up a little bit. It is like drowning beneath a sea, cradled in a cathedral green, chartreuse belly of the tide, where the light arrives already dead, its golden limbs broken upon the surface before they ever deceased. As the ocean convulses, white-maned waves hurling themselves against an invisible god, their mouths flowering with rapid foam, all spit, all ivory, all the bright, glistening grammar of teeth. Even the salt possesses an appetite. It slips beneath the tongue, gnaws the soft velvet of the mouth, swallowing the sea with its 1,000 merciless jaws. And I could keep going with this. I could make this something really good, and I actually do like this, so I'm going to put this in my save for later. Sometimes I just write like what comes to my mind. I really would say just use a lot of adjectives, use a lot of adverbs, read poetry, a lot of poetry, listen to music. The closest way to get your writing to be more poetic is to literally incorporate poetry in it. Describe things until you physically can't anymore. People talk a lot about like, oh, the painting and the chandelier. Like, show don't tell, okay? Chandelier, but you gotta keep going. Don't stop with the chandelier. Chandelier falling, burning, fire, bodies on bodies. You gotta be crazy. You gotta have a little bit of craze in your writing, or else it isn't gonna go anywhere. Trust. So yeah, I hope this was a fun video for you guys. I hope this little exercise helped you out. I hope I kind of helped explain, sort of, how to write like more poetically. Just pile and pile and pile and pile adjectives and adverbs and ideas on ideas, and eventually you can make it, like, you can make it coherent. Promise you. I promise. You've got this. I believe in you. All right. Bye, guys.